All right, so we're still continuing to work with percent and and this time we're going to use a rate table. So in this case, we're figuring out 16 is what percent of 128. So what I always like to do with percent problems is figure out what we already know and what we don't know. So the three things we need to either know or don't know are the part, the whole, and the percent. So 16 is what percent of 228? Well, when it's asking what percent, I know that that's going to be the one that we're looking for. 16 is of 128. So 16 is going to be our part, and 128 is going to be our whole. So now we're going to move down to our rate table. And I always like to put the part on top and our whole on the bottom. And we know that we eventually have to get our whole to 100 because we're trying to figure out how much is it out of 100. So I don't know how to get 128 to 100, but I do know how to divide both 16 and 128 by 4, and I'm going to try to simplify these as much as I can. So I'm going to divide both by 4. Okay, that'll give me 4 here. 128 divided by 4 is, let's see, that would be 2, and that would be 3. So 32, my favorite number. I know that both of these are divisible by 4 again, so I'm actually going to do that again. It's going to be an 8, and it's going to be a 1. Okay, so now I need to get to 100. Well, 100 is actually not divisible by 8, so I know I'm going to have to go into either fractions or decimals, but I'm going to get as close to as 100 as I possibly can. So the first thing I know is that 8 times 12 is 96. That's really close to 100. So I'm going to start with that. And then if I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other. Okay, so it's going to be 12. Now I can say, okay, well, I need 4 more. I need to be able to add 4. Okay, I need to be able to add 4. That's what I want. So I'm going to try to figure out what 4 would be. Well, how do I get from 8 to 4? I'm going to use a different color for this one since it's a little hard to see. How do you get from 8 to 4? Well, I divide it by 2. Okay, so I have to do the same to the top. Divide by 2. 1 divided by 2 is half. Okay, so I'm going to write half here. Oops. So that is half. 1 over 2. Okay. Now, because these are equivalent ratios, I can just add them together. So 96 plus 4 is 100, and 12 plus half is 12 and a half. So 12 and a half, or 12.5, would be my percent. So I'm going to put that up here, 12.5%. Boom, got it. All right, hope that was helpful.